Hey, what's going on? This is Ricardo with the Code 7 Podcast Network, and we are about to get started with Open Mic Live. But first, as always, a word from our sponsor.
At InDigital, we know that public safety professionals hold themselves to a high standard. In fact, standard doesn't do it justice. In over 25 years working alongside you, carrying millions of calls over our IP networks, your dedication has inspired us. That's why our ESINet goes beyond industry standards, not only I3 compliant, but designed to adapt to future development for a network you can count on when it matters most. Learn more at indigital.net.
Have you ever met a 911 professional and asked, what's the worst call you've ever taken? Well, here's your answer. I heard your last breath the night you flipped your four-wheeler. I tried to call you the day you committed suicide by driving your car into a tree. Blue face, cold to the touch. I helped you with CPR after you found your infant face down, not breathing. It messed me up. I did everything I could, but it wasn't enough. You were with me from the beginning, Grandma. 27 years later, I took the 911 call when you died. How fitting to be there for me in the beginning, and I was there for you in the end. I miss you, Grandma. I am 911. This is but a glimpse into the world of emergency dispatch. But what is it really like to answer a call during someone's nightmare? What is the impact on the first responder answering the call? From Titletown Publishing, and available on Amazon or where you purchase your favorite books and ebooks. Imagine listening. Your worst day is our everyday. If Within the Trenches has ever taught you something, open your eyes to what it is like to be a 911 dispatcher, or has inspired you to become one, then help support us and join our Patreon. Get exclusive bonus content, one-of-a-kind swag, discounts on merchandise, ad-free early access to new episodes, and much more. To join, please visit patreon.com/WTT podcast. And if you're an industry partner, we have something for you as well. And now, for the show.
This is Jordan, and you're listening to the Code 7 Podcast Network.
Warning. This episode contains the 3 A's of podcasting: adult content, adult language, and awesomeness. You've been warned.
Dispatch.
There is no one over here to cook our lunch. We are waiting for our lunch, and there's no one here to cook our lunch.
All right, calm down. Where are you at?
The group home. Now, what are you going to do?
We'll get some help over there for you, okay?
Welcome to Open Mic, where we visit the lighter side of dispatch, because laughing is good medicine. Hey, yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Open Mic Live. I don't know. Welcome. How's everybody doing? Welcome back. It has been a week. And we're in June. Man, it just seems like shit just keeps going faster and faster and faster. But it's all good. It's been a good week. Chrissy, what's going on, my friend? Hello. And this live broadcast is sponsored by InDigital, a leader in next-gen core services. Big shout out to subscribers as always. Thank you for everything. Usually I go live at 9 on Sundays, but I decided, you know what? I'm going to go live early so that I can go to, or at least try to go to bed a little early. Because I was up pretty late last night. I haven't had much sleep, but it was worth it. So how's everyone doing? Catching up with everyone on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being shitty, 10 being awesome. How are you doing? How are you feeling? I'm coming in at a 9 already, man. Even though I haven't had much sleep, I am already coming in at a 9. I am feeling excellent. Also, roll call. Where are you watching from? Where are you at? Excuse me. So, I put out episode 548, and that was a combined Imagine Listening and Open Mic session, and that was the Imagine Listening session that was back in March, out at the ranch the Mayan Ranch out in Bandera, Texas. There's a 911 leadership training event that goes on out there, hosted by the 360 Degree Dispatcher, which is run by Joe Serio, good friend of mine. Excellent, excellent program. If you ever get a chance, man, sign up and go out there. It is awesome. And I do the closing there. I do the closing. I do Imagine Listening. It's always really powerful, not just that session, but the whole week being out there with everyone. And they sell out about a year in advance. So if you haven't checked stuff out already, make sure to do so. Because it's definitely worth it. So that is a powerful episode. So many stories that were shared during that time, and then I have a shit ton of Imagine Listening sessions that I'm going to be coming out with as well, on top of the interview type episodes as well. So I got a lot of different things that are coming, so make sure to tune in for that. Episode 549 with my buddy Jonathan out of North Carolina, Johnston County 911. I'm going to play a clip here in a minute, but excellent, excellent episode with him. I cannot wait for all of you to listen, watch all of that, however you consume your podcasts. And that's going to drop this coming Wednesday. It's already out there for subscribers of the podcast who they get an ad-free version of it. And so that's already out there for them. Again, an excellent and powerful episode. Make sure to check that one out as well. So that's going to be episode 549. I have episodes 550 through, like 575 already. and people signing up to record episodes and share their stories, and I am all about it. If you are new to the profession, seasoned or retired in 911, I would love to have you on and share your story. This is something I've been doing for over 10 years now, and it is my passion, and it's something I've been doing, and I love doing it, man. And I thank you for your trust in me to share your story. So I appreciate that more than you know. So yesterday, I want to talk about yesterday here really quick. I was on the Asylum Arms podcast last night. This is actually something that we planned out months ago, man, months ago. And hold on, I'm over here on Instagram. Mike watching from Naperville, Illinois. All right, excellent. What's up, dude? I hope you are doing well. Love me the state of Illinois. I've had a lot of times out there at their conference, and it's always been good. Always have had powerful sessions, just good stuff, man. I love it. So shout out to you and everybody out over there. Looking back over here, we've got Jeff jumping in at a 9 already. All right, well done, Cambridge, Ohio. Hello, hello, and Robin at an 8. These are good numbers, man. This is good stuff. Already at an 8, coming out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Excellent. And so I joined Rex and Poole of the Asylum Arms podcast, and so we went live, and we were sharing stories. I was sharing my stories, and they had their Twitch channel up as well. So we were live on Discord, but also going out to Twitch. Rue, what is going on? Rue goes, "You're on early." I am. Yeah, I decided to go about 30 minutes early because I'll tell you here in a moment. I'll tell you. I'm telling you right now. And Rue's in at an 8. This is awesome, man. Everyone's coming in at some pretty high numbers. This is pretty good. And so I love that. That is excellent. Excuse me. So we were live, right? We're live on through their Discord, but on their Twitch channel as well. And we were live for 4 hours. No shit. Like, that's how long the episode was. That's how long the broadcast was. But it didn't even feel like it. And I had so much fun with both of these guys. And It is, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, I'm gonna put it in the comments here, because they've got some excellent episodes. It started out as um, a podcast for veterans and such, and sharing stories. Very therapeutic. All that good stuff, and they've branched out into also public safety and a lot of other folks and everything. And I believe they said that I was their first dispatcher that they had on, and we went like almost 4 hours. Well, I think it was just over 4 hours, and because we hit the mark. And they were going to wrap it up, and then we just continued talking about stuff. But it sounds like they want me back for another episode, so I am all about it. Thank you both for the invite, the opportunity to be on and share my story and talk with all of you, but also your audience. It was an awesome time, and I look forward to the next one. So again, let me put here in the comments the name of the podcast. So again, it's Asylum Arms, and I had a hell of a good time. So make sure to check them out. They've got some excellent stories, and I am not sure when my episode is going to be coming out, but either way, we had a lot of fun, and I'm just super, super stoked for it. And Christy here. What's up, Christy? What's going on? Thanks, Ricardo, for all you do for us. Thank you, because really, everything I do wouldn't be what it is without you and folks like you. So thank you so, so very much. I appreciate the support. And like I've been saying, like, all of you are my why. Like, you're my reason for what I do. And it's good to see you as well. And I love this profession, man, and all of you and what you do, and it's been a great experience. So thank you so much for everything. I appreciate it, and your kind words as well. I appreciate it more than you know. And so last night, after we finished up, we wrapped up and everything. We went off air. We were still talking for a bit longer. Heather Jean, what's going on? Hey, what is up? We're going through this, and oh, hold on a minute. Over here on Instagram, it looks like my homie Jonathan is up there. What's up, bro? What's going on? So we end up talking a bit more, right, on at the end of that podcast, and when we finished up and I shut everything down, I went to my son's room because he was supposed to stream yesterday, and because I was on, he didn't get a chance to. So, I go in there and like, dude, I'm really sorry. And we ended up hanging out after that. He's like, no, it's all right. Don't worry about it. I'm going to do it on Monday anyway. And I was like, all right, cool. So I don't know if any of you play, well, for one, video games, but two, survival horror video games. Now, horror is my most favorite genre. And when it comes to video games, it's the same. So, like Resident Evil, love that. But for me, the scarier of the two, mostly because it's more of like a psychological thriller type, is a game called Silent Hill. And if you've played it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, recently, they came out finally that they're going to be making way more games, and on the PS5 they have a demo. Well, it's a short, like, playable game, really, is what it is. And my son and I went downstairs and we were playing it. We were freaking out, man. And so by the time I crashed out, it was like 1:30 in the morning. Okay, I ended up waking up at 5. Yeah, so I didn't get much sleep, which is why I decided to go early. And Courtney, what is going on? What's up, yo? Um, I decided to do this live early so that I can try to go to sleep a little early. Because like I said, I woke up at 5 this morning because I decided to smoke a brisket. I've never done that before. I've always wanted to. I've got a Traeger grill, and I've done pretty much everything that you can do on it, but I hadn't done a brisket yet. Like, it's a big undertaking. You've gotta you've gotta trim the fat, a certain way, and you gotta cut it. It's like there's a lot of prep that goes into it. So I wanted to try it today, and we also had friends over, and I thought, "Man, if it turns out like shit, like, we need to have a backup." So, like, I was grilling hot dogs as well. But that brisket, oh my, it turned for my very first time, it went very well. It turned out really good, man. It turned out super good, and I'm very happy about it. I do know, like, I learn definitely learning, right? And, you don't just get it on the first try. Like, I got lucky. It turned out really well, but in my mind, like, I know things that I need to do to, to make it better. Bruce over here is like, "Yeah," it's like this, like, "Yeah, dude." So, I know some of the things that I need to do for next time to make it even better. But man, I like just cut it through the middle after it was rested, put the piece on top, like pressed on it and all those amazing juices. Like, dude, that shit was good. And then the other side, I made some burnt ends. It was hella good, man. Let's see, Courtney says, "Hey, hey, just finished my 312s. I'm ready for my 2 days off." Says, "Dude, my husband can teach you all the things about barbecue. I'm all about it. Next time you come to North Carolina, you'll have to get some local goods from Johnson County." I'm all about that shit. Yes. Also, um, I might be going back to, North Carolina here pretty soon. And this will be for it hasn't been announced yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. I'm gonna be in Raleigh. So if you're gonna be in Raleigh, I will be there with you as well. Let's see, Danielle here says, "Hey from Minnesota, come visit us anytime." Dude, I'm all about it. I would love to go. Christy says, "Come to Randolph County, please." I see, I'm all about it as well. So I teach this 8-hour class and on communications and stuff. I was out there at Johnson County and I was out at Burt County and in North Carolina, and I've been going all over the place. I was just in Colorado a couple weeks ago. I was also out in Kansas doing this, and I'm coming around to a lot of different places, and I am super excited. So it sounds like um it's possible that I'll be headed out to Raleigh. But if you are watching this and you would like to have me come, like kind of talk about coming out for this class and stuff, I mean, let me know or let your folks know, and shoot me an email. That the link that's right there in the screen, links.co slash WTT podcast. My email is right on there. You can shoot me an email and we can start talking, because there's other places as well. Like, there's a place potentially, possibly in Alaska, that wants me to go out as well. And I think that would be the shit. That would be amazing. Like, anywhere would be amazing. I would love to go everywhere and help teach and just spend time with you guys and do all of these things. Like, these have been great experiences, and I love you guys for bringing me out. And just dude, I'm humbled every time I go out, man, and I go to a place where I'm teaching, because you guys are still within the trenches of 911, and I'm there with my experiences, right? But we're talking, and we're getting these stories out, but we're also, kind of revisiting communications with each other. But also, one of the big things is I want to try to help you um be more comfortable talking about and sharing what it is that you do, because it's not an easy thing, right? But it is my hope that at the end of those 8 hours, that you not only feel way better about what it is that you do, that you're able to hold your head up high and stuff, but there's a lot for you to take back with you You learn from each other, you learn from me, I learn from you, but you also at the same time learn about yourself because there's a lot that happens. There's a lot of stuff that we talk about. I mean, a lot of people in this class have said, like, ended up leaving with like several new friends from other counties that I didn't know before, but we're dealing with the same type of stuff. And I was doing something a certain way that they were not, or they were doing something a certain way that I was not. And we were learning from each other and we were talking to each other and we realized we're not that much different, but also that we're not alone. And that is what it's all about. That's why I love doing this with all of you. It's as I've said, it's a back to basics, right, on communication, but through the power of storytelling. And I want you to leave with an experience. Because as I've said before, I could easily stand there and just talk off a screen and just bullshit or whatever, or say I don't know, just it there's a lot of different ways that I could do it. But I don't want to do that bullshit. I want to connect with you. I want to engage. And I want you to feel like you can engage and you're heard and throw your ideas out there, like all of it. That's why it makes it so much fun. That's why I love being out there with all of you and teaching and just having fun, man. Like I'll tell you, I've had the most fun since I started doing this class. I started it in Ohio. And Rue here says, coming back to Ohio anytime soon. I'll get my boss on that training all day. Yeah, get your boss on it. I will come out and I will hang out with all of you. And starting it out there in Ohio, that is always going to be where I reflect because that's where it started, was there in Ohio, and it was so much fun. And every class since then has been so much fun. And I've had tons of fun with all of you, and it's going to continue. So let's do this. it's it's been a lot of fun. Um so let me see here. Okay, I just wanted to read the comments here, make sure I've got all of them here. That's why, I was I'm gonna try to go to sleep early. Oh, wait a minute. Rue all the way up here says, "Ooh, no can do on sleeping early. LOL. You will have to cut us off. We always have too much fun on your cast." I know. It always happens. Like I could have in my head, like, okay, I'm gonna do like 30-45 minutes, but it ends up being like an hour or an hour and a half because I just have so much fun with all of you. That's why I love doing open mic with you guys. This is so good. And I'm glad a lot of you are coming in with high numbers as well. And even if you don't have a high number, that's okay. That's okay because we're here together. We're forgetting about the bullshit out there that's going on in the world for just like an hour or so to just connect and talk, share some funny stories, just talk about life, man. Conversation. Sometimes we take that shit for granted. I love a good conversation. That shit just fascinates me. Like, tell me your story. I love learning about people and them learning about me and us just going back and forth. Because then you end up finding out like these little things that end up being big things and how connected all of us are in a way. It's the craziest thing, but I love it. I love it. I do want to say really quick that coming up at the end of this month and going into the first week of July is going to be National Nina, and that's going to be out in Orlando. Well, really, it's the Gaylord resort, and it's actually in Kissimmee. It's not too far from Orlando, but I mean it's close enough. But so it's in Kissimmee, And I've got 2 sessions that I'm gonna be doing out there. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have a booth. I'm gonna get a hold of them because I think what I wanna do is I kinda wanna do like a media type thing and walk through the hall, still go to classes, but walk through the hall and do like some media stuff and everything versus having a booth. Not that I don't want a booth. I've had a partnership with National Nina since 2013, and they've hosted the podcast. I've always we've got this partnership, but the hard thing with a booth, if you've not ever worked a booth, is you're at the booth. And then if you have multiple classes, then it's like I'm going to the classes or that I'm teaching, right? But and then I go back and people will send messages saying, "We came to see you, but you weren't there." And I'm like, "Damn it." So it's not an easy thing. So I'm trying to figure out whether I want to do the booth this time or skip it and just do like a media thing with the 2 classes that I'm teaching and do the booth next year. So I got to figure that out and fast because it's already at the end of June. But the 2 classes that I have going on is Imagine Listening and then Recruitment Through the Power of Storytelling. It's only going to be an hour version of that one because that class is part of my 8 hour that I put out there, but it's still going to be fun. And I can't wait to see all of you at either session. It's going to be really good. So if you're going to National Nina, check out both of my classes. I'm going to be out there and it's going to be hella fun. It is going to be excellent. So I hope to see you there. Let me see here. Look in the comments really quick. Danielle says, currently on shift, so I'm more so just listening right now, but you're helping me get through the end of my work week. Yes. Well, good. Shout out to you, man. Awesome. I love it. Excellent. And I'm glad that I'm able to be there with you. So, episode 549 is going to be coming up next, and that is going to be with my homeboy Jonathan out of Johnston County, and I want to play a clip here really quick. And I want to kind of get your take on it because I put this out there, and I think a lot of us can relate to this. So let me put this out there. Let me switch up my audio here really quick so that you'll be able to hear this. And boom. All right, here we go.
That's how dispatch is. We have our moments where we're slam busy going 110 miles an hour, and then we have some where we're just coasting at 25 and cruise control. But when it gets to that 100 miles an hour, it's like the best adrenaline rush ever. I'm not a roller coaster fan, but I can only imagine what a roller coaster would be like, especially compared to dispatch, if that makes sense. So you will never get bored, really, because you don't know when that phone rings, you don't know what type of call is going to come in. The radio traffic, same thing. You don't know what's going to happen over on the other side of that radio and go from there.
There you have it. Now, I feel like a lot of us can relate to that. There's a lot of people that I've spoken to who have mentioned that it is like that. It's that adrenaline rush that you end up getting, and people sometimes will ask, like, what is that really like? And I'll tell them. Here, I'm just going to switch my audio back over here. So a lot of times I've said, imagine being in a car and you're the driver, obviously, and you're in the car. You slam on the gas and you let go of the steering wheel. Like it can be that intense sometimes, and you've got that adrenaline going, and sometimes it keeps you going, and you're just like, what the hell? Like the thing that I always felt like sucked though was when you come down from that adrenaline dump. Like that kind of sucks because you're going and going and going with multiple calls, right? The adrenaline is just pumping and you're going off of that. And then when you have a moment to kind of breathe after those back to back to backs, you start to come down and you're just Do you guys agree? Like, tell me. I'm not the only one, right? I mean, I feel like a lot of us can relate to what Jonathan said, just taking these calls. There's a big adrenaline rush that ends up hitting Christy. Yes. Christy says yes. All right. Because that's how it is. And sometimes it'll be so busy that adrenaline just keeps going and going until you're finally done with your shift. I remember just having a hell of a shift, midnight shift, getting out, getting in my car and just going, like it was almost like being disoriented a little bit because you're like coming out of it and you don't sometimes don't immediately come out of it when you're sitting in the center. It's like when you leave and you get in your car and it's just door shuts and you have that moment of clarity where you're like, what the fuck just happened? And then you drive home. And like for me, a lot of times music wouldn't do it. Mm-mm. Because I'm still kind of feeling it, but also like now kind of dragging ass because after that huge adrenaline dump and everything, you're like exhausted, mentally exhausted, like just all of it. And with that amount of stress and everything that you build up, and you're coming down from it, you're also like physically exhausted as well. Yeah, we're not running around, we're not doing anything like that, but if you're like me, you carry that stress all right here. And then when you're finally in your car and you're just, oh my God, like what? And now you got to drive home. Like for me, I lived like 45 minutes, man, 45 minutes away. I didn't I didn't live in the county that I was working in because ignorance is bliss. I don't want to know everything that's going on with my neighbors. So I had a 45-minute drive going home, and I'm just kind of, you know, mentally just kind of out of it. I'm driving, and I don't know about a lot of you, but like for me specifically, and it happened a lot, I would go into autopilot, complete autopilot, and just driving. Then I would get to this four-way stop that was probably about 10 or so minutes away from my home. Okay. I would get to this four-way stop, and that's where I would snap out of it. I would think, how did I get this far? Like, are you kidding me right now? I got this far already. I'm almost home. And here's the other crazy thing is so I would obviously stop at the four-way stop and I would look both ways, not a car in sight. I continue heading north from that four-way stop and I would always look in my rearview mirror and I would see a car pass by and I would freak out because I would think, was that car there and I just didn't see it? Or and I was already far away from it. So it easily would have come up without me seeing it or anything. But to me, because I was kind of out of it in an autopilot mode, after I hit that spot and there's no cars around, but I'm far enough distance away where I see a car going through that four-way stop. I'm like, I need to check my car. Make sure I didn't fall asleep or something. But that happens. You get like that. I don't think I'm the only one. I know there's a lot of people I've spoken to in the past and even recently who have said, yeah, I've gotten into that autopilot mode. Over here on Instagram, Mike says, I live 2 miles from our center and I ride my bicycle every day. I'm mentally drained on my ride home. Yeah, dude, I can imagine. See, I would be afraid, like for me personally, I'd be afraid, like I wouldn't be paying attention while I'm riding my bike and whoo, I would eat it. I would eat it. And it would probably be one of those moments where like I fall off the bike and I'm just laying there. Not because I'm hurt physically, more so because I'm embarrassed. And I would purposely just lay there and just like look up into the sky like why? and and with my luck, somebody would call 911 and be like, somebody fell off their bike, and they would know it was me. I'd probably get a text message like, Ricardo, are you all right? Yeah, dude, my pride is broken because I fell, but I'm fine. Okay. I'll be fine. I'll see you at 5 for the next shift. That would be me, man. Let me look back over here in the comments. Um, so Christy says it's an addiction, but we have to learn how to control the lows when we do crash. Yes, no, I agree. Yes. Rue says, and still takes a couple hours to get decompressed and to go to sleep. Very true. Very true. Christy also says mentally exhausted seems so much worse. I'd rather run a marathon twice sometimes. Bro, for real, right? Yes. Yeah. Like, give me something else. Let me travel back in time and run cross country like I did when I was in high school. Because, yeah, man, being mentally exhausted sucks. There's so much that comes with that as well. Rue says 45 minutes. I live 3 You live 3 minutes away from your center? How much do you get forced in? Hopefully not that much. Um, but I can see, you would I see, and if it was me and I lived 3 minutes away, like I would be going in all the time so that I just because that's the way I am, I'd be helping out. Um, but also if it's snowing, like there was one winter that I remember it was a story that someone told me about where they lived kind of like that, like 5-10 minutes away from the center, and because they were close enough, they were the ones, who had to come in, but also, the sheriff's department, they were on snowmobiles because it was snowing so bad. Um, the plows weren't going out, so they had snowmobiles, and they were going and picking up some of the I just bit my lip. Oh, man. See, this is what happens when you don't get a lot of sleep. They were on snowmobiles, and they were going out and picking up some of the dispatchers. So it's like, "Look, I know you probably thought you were gonna have a snow day. Mm-mm. We have snowmobiles. We're coming to pick you up. You're here to answer the call." Oh, man. Yeah, no, that's what I can see. Wait, Mike over here says, "Ha, funny. I often think of that." Oh, that's great. Over here, Angie says, "My SUV uses the Force to get home sometimes. It knows the way. Whoo! I know the feeling. Yes, I definitely know the feeling." And Chrissy says, "I'm currently driving home right now, and I'm 45 minutes away from my center." Ah, there you go. See, so so Chrissy, I have to ask, do you sometimes get into that like autopilot mode? Dude, sometimes that shit was scary. It was scary. Like I was straight on the road, but there would be a couple times where I'd be driving and then like I would hit those rumble strips and I would snap out of it like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I would pull over, I would stop at one of the gas stations and I would just chill for a moment. I'd be like, okay, stupid. Um, you need to wake up. You need to pay attention. And really, I was awake. I was just kind of zoned out. But that was scary. Let's see. Ruth says, I actually don't, but I'm a workaholic. Heather says, I live 3 to 5 minutes, depending on if anyone else is at the four-way stop. Oh, that was great. Angie says, can't remember how you got as far as you did. I don't remember the last 5 miles. Yeah. See? So you know exactly what I'm talking about. That is scary shit. And I'll be honest, I would when I would get home, there would be times where I would get out of the car and I would look around my car, make sure I didn't hit like a mailbox or some branch or something on the side of the road. And of course there was nothing ever like that, but it would freak me out sometimes. Chrissy says, "Oh yeah, I'm like, did I even pass any red lights going down?" Or I don't remember getting off on my off ramp. There's scary moments like that. I also remember going home one morning and it was so cold, like below zero, like just in the negatives, super cold. And my I hit a pothole and the tire got jacked and I had to pull in. And I remember um my gloves, they I thought they were good until I got outside, and no, they weren't that great. But, I'm out there changing the tire, and man, here was the thing is so I was exhausted, I was super tired, and I'm driving, and I'm halfway home, and that happened, and being outside in the cold, like, my eyes were like, like, I was super awake. Thinking about it now, that probably happened for a reason. Like, the good Lord was probably like, "You know what? I'm gonna do something, and you're not gonna like it, but you're gonna appreciate it because I'm gonna wake you up." Because I was tired and I hit that pothole and being out in the cold, like, completely woke me up, and I was fully awake for, like, the rest of the way. Because I remember I was kinda scared because I was like, "Man, I already had coffee, and I even had an energy drink, and it's I was still super tired." And I was just praying, like, "Please help me make it home safely," and then that happened. I feel like that happened for a reason. Um, it definitely kept me awake, that's for sure. Let's see, Danielle says, "I've had days where I fall asleep once, or where wait, I fell asleep once. I was in my garage for a solid hour, woke up because it was freezing, and I was like, 'Oh, at least I'm home.'" Holy crap. Uh, let's see. Heather says, when I worked in Ann Arbor, I had a 40-minute drive home. And I remember not realizing how I'd made it 20 miles down I-94. Dude, that is scary as well. Yes. Holy moly. And yes, Rue, I agree. I'm glad you were okay. That you were in your vehicle and that everything was fine. And everything ended up being okay. Angie says, "Yeah, caffeine is no longer effective." Yeah. Yeah, for sure. At that point, no, it was not effective at all. You have those moments. Those things happen. And you are really gonna dig episode 549 with my homeboy Jonathan. I think it's about an hour and a half, something like that, but it is well worth it. Bro, thank you for what you do for our profession and for being, excuse me, as open as you were sharing your stories, your experiences, all of it. For those who are watching and listening right now, I don't want to say much more to give it away, but it's one that you definitely need to check out. I mean, all the episodes are great. All of the episodes are powerful. There's just everyone has their own unique story and their own unique experiences. And that's what makes each one of these stories so powerful. And that is what you're going to be getting with episode 549. It was really, really good. And I had some moments, man. Definitely had some moments on that episode. So that's going to be dropping on Wednesday. Make sure to check that out. I want to play something here. I'm going to switch my audio. Actually, you know what? I might be able to play this without switching the audio. Um, I might be able to just play this on the tab. So I'm going to try this, and I want you to please tell me in the comments if you can hear it, because it's something you have to hear. This is something that I saw in the news that popped up recently. It was something that happened, I think, in the middle of May, possibly, something like that. Or actually, I think it was something that originally occurred in the middle of May, and this person had something happen recently. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna go ahead and play it. It's pretty hilarious, and I'm sure a lot of you have already seen what I'm going to play. But let's discuss this shit, okay? Because this was something else. All right, here we go. Now, please make sure to tell me if you can hear it, okay? I'm going to go ahead and play this.
Court calls case People versus Corey Harris.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present in Zoom.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Hey. You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving. And he didn't have a license.
Okay, hold on. I've watched this a few times already, okay? And it's funny every single time. And right now on the screen, you can already see the look on his face. I'm going to rewind it just so that you can see that moment, because he's looking into the camera, right? And slowly his jaw drops, his mouth opens, and realizes, fuck, what did I just do? It's dude, what? Like, okay, hold on. Okay, 20 seconds prior, all right? Oh my God, I am crying. Heather says, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, bro. Yes. I'm sorry. Like this already broke me. I apologize. I hope you're at least laughing with me. Oh, okay, hold on. All right, here we go. Wait, Chad says, I would have at least turned off the camera until I got parked. Right, dude? For real. Okay, we're going to discuss this. Hold on. Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on a minute. The fact that this dude's lawyer is like, we're requesting an adjournment. Like, dude, how can you even say that? Like, you can see on her face that she's like, this dude is screwed. Like, we're screwed. I'm still going to ask. Maybe the judge wasn't really paying attention. Really? Okay, here we go.
But the second, yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving, and he didn't have a license.
Oh, no.
Is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his
Yes.
record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
Dude. Yep. That is what happened. It says judge stunned when man with suspended license joins court Zoom call while driving. So here's a little bit that it says right here. It says a Michigan State judge appeared shocked when Corey Harris, who was charged with driving with a suspended license, appeared in his court hearing over Zoom for the charges while he was driving. Washtenaw County Judge Cedric Simpson revoked Harris's bond and ordered Harris to turn himself in at a local county jail the same day. Harris has a pre-trial hearing scheduled on June 5th. And the public defender representing Harris told CNN, this is an ongoing case in Washtenaw County. And Washtenaw County has no comment. We are allowing the process to move forward so that justice may prevail. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Heather over here says, how hard was she fighting the urge to just walk out, though? Like, you can see in her face. You could see in her face that she's just like, this is not happening. Over here on Instagram, Mike says, wow, too funny. Latinas of 911 says the judge was like, what the fuck? What's up, JoJo? What's going on? Yes, exactly. The judge was not having it, dude. Like, and the fact that the other the guy in the car, his jaw is just dropped. I would have felt the same way, right? Chad over here says, how is he going to get to jail? Drive to jail? Maybe. Couldn't get worse. Rue says, but did he turn himself in, or do we have to enter a warrant into the system? See, in that I don't know. I'm not sure. Heather over here says, is this real life right now? I mean, for real. Exactly. So all right, let me switch the screen over here. Okay, here we go. So let's discuss this. So if this were me, okay, first of all, everyone makes mistakes, okay? This sucks. Whatever this guy's situation, you know what? I'm sorry, man. That sucks. I know there's people that they end up getting into whatever shit. They have a suspended license or whichever, and sometimes people, they have to do what they have to do to get where they need to get because people need to live. I understand that. However, in this situation, it's like, dude, even if you're trying to, do better or whatever, like you got to kind of think a little bit because in this situation, like I can imagine like this dude's wanting to get on this Zoom thing to get this taken care of, right? But and like Chad said, I would have kind of tried to do the same thing in the sense that park and then get on the Zoom call or have your camera turned off and then once you've parked, get on the Zoom cam. Or me thinking about this from the outside looking in, what I would have done was I would have pulled into the parking lot. I would have jumped into the shotgun side and taken the call from there. I'm all trying to think of how I would do this. Like, I don't know. What about you guys? What would you have done? Or get out of the car, maybe go inside and take the call from there in the lobby or something like that, but not while you're driving because this is what your whole thing is about to begin with is the fact that you don't have that your license is suspended and you're fucking driving. That moment had to have been like, I mean, you can see it on his face. You can see it on the screen right now. His jaw is dropped. And I'm laughing at the situation, but I do feel bad for that dude. Like that sucks, man. That does really suck. And I hope, you guys are able to get it all figured out, but the situation is what I'm laughing at. The situation is itself is what I'm laughing at because you can't make this shit up. Like sometimes this stuff happens, man, and it sucks and you end up all over the news, but this is something that I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I've seen another case like this where someone is calling in on a Zoom call for a suspended license and they're driving and the judge sees it all. I mean, the judge is like kind of laughing. I mean, the judge even says, "Why would he do this? I don't know why he would do that." Oh no. Let's see. Angie says responsible enough to go to court appearance, but didn't think it through. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Didn't think it through at all. Chad says, paid someone to get a driver spot. Yeah. Heather says, I mean, that didn't need to issue an FTA warrant. And Rue says, I just love how he's like, yup, I'm parking right now. Just so oblivious. And I wonder, like, okay, so this is the other thing. Oh, hold on a minute. Angie says, may as well have sold a bag of dope out of the window before he said he was ready. um, yeah, so it kind of makes me wonder, like, on this guy's side, like, what was he seeing on his phone that he didn't realize that he was there with the judge already? Like, it could be something too where and this is not like I'm not making excuses or anything for the dude, but I just mean like what if like on his side it it didn't show like the judge or something cuz like on phones depending on what kind of phone you have, if it's a smaller screen, it doesn't show all of the windows. So I wonder if just by shit luck um on his phone all he saw was one himself and two like maybe all he heard was his lawyer. I mean, the look on his I mean, it looked like just it looks like on his face he has no idea that they can see him. But they saw him and that's the look that he has on his face. That sucks, dude. That really sucks. Um, let's see over here. So Mike says, not only on a suspended slip, but using an electronic device while driving. Oh, that's right. Yes. And in the state of Michigan, like a lot of other states, in the state of Michigan, you are not allowed to be using devices and stuff because distractions. I think that's a misdemeanor as well. Bro, Mike, I didn't even think about that part. That, yeah, using a device as well. Oh no. Oh, it gets worse. Let's see. Josie over here says he could have Ubered or Lyft. You're right. You're right. Yes, that is true. Taking the bus, Uber, Lyft. You're correct. Yeah, the person could have done that as well. Very true. Let's see. Ruth says, seen or not, he gave the play-by-play. Yes. Yeah, no, you're correct. Mike over here on Instagram says, just wasn't his day. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't. Angie says, even if they couldn't see him, he told on himself twice. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he did. You're right. He said, I'm pulling in right now and parking. Okay, hold on a minute.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So,
Yep, you're right. He told on himself.
Just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
See, and also when you're watching this, it's one of those cringe moments where you're like, oh no, dude. No, why? Like you it's a stupid, dumb thing that happened, but you kind of feel for people sometimes when there's those cringe moments where you're just like, no. Why?
Right.
You can see the other attorneys. The dude who's on the end is laughing. He's like and shaking his head like he can't believe this is going on either.
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
There you go.
All right.
Twice.
What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving, and he didn't have a license.
Oh God. It's just that's so bad. That sucks, man. Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? I wanted to share that to kind of discuss this with all of you guys to see what you thought as well, and if you'd seen that. It's something else. But you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up, and sometimes that's just the way it happens. So I ended up seeing something also. I want to share this really quick. And I want to give a shout out to these guys too. And Rue, you were right. It's already past the hour. Now it's only 3 minutes or so past the hour, 4 minutes, but it's past the hour. We're going to be wrapping up here in just a moment, but I wanted to share this really quick. I think this is the one. Now I didn't Rue goes, see? Okay, so this right here, check this out. Drunk monkey goes on rampage fueled by jealousy over owner's new husband. I'll say that again. Drunk monkey goes on rampage fueled by jealousy over owner's new husband. This is a real story. So if you have not followed the Bananas Podcast on Instagram or wherever you follow on social media or consume your podcast, you need to check them out because they have some of the weirdest, the most weird stories out there. Oh, wait, Rue says, "What is happening?" Heather Jean says, "And again, is this real life right now?" Yes, it is. So I've been sharing a lot of their stuff, and I asked them because it's two hosts that run this podcast, and it's hilarious, man. Like some of the shit that they have on there, some of these stories. So what they do is with a lot of their audience will send in these weird ass news stories, and they put them out there. And some of the episodes they talk about those as well. So because of Open Mic Live, I want to get them on this program, excuse me, to talk about some of this weird ass shit that they send them and like have all of you like, have questions or whatever. And, the three of us talking about this, but also play some of the calls that have been shared on Open Mic during the Open Mic sessions and get their response to some of those calls. I think that would be hilarious and so much fun. And I was contacted by one of them, and excuse me, sometime this month, they'll be coming on so that we can do an episode together on Open Mic Live to talk about some of this weird ass shit. So get ready, people, because this is going to be fun and I'm excited to have these guys on. It is going to be hilarious. And so I want to look this up really quick just to see some of the rest of the information that goes with this story. So give me 1 second as I'm as I'm typing this in over here on my other screen. But there's a lot of other ones. So let's see here. All right. So it says when what? Okay. All right, here we go. So this is from from Newsweek. Okay, so they have a version of this. It says drunk. Yeah, okay. So it says oh my god. All right, here we go. I'm going to read it. A scorned drunk monkey reportedly went on a wild revenge spree and bit 5 people after becoming jealous of his owner's partner. Garrick, I believe is the pronunciation, a monkey from this was in Russia that this happened. Escaped from his owner Anna on Friday after her husband let him out of his cage. Russian outlet Knife Media reported the monkey reportedly grabbed an open bottle of whiskey which he sipped from and then ran outside and started his wild rampage. Dude, what? The escaped monkey sunk his teeth into 5 people, including a pregnant woman and a local journalist who was bit on the lip and had stitches. What? So a Russian news channel reported that Garrick worked up an appetite and picked up tulips to eat the buds, enjoyed an apple, and even polished off a few cookies. The drunken monkey was so strong that 3 men had to restrain him after he was lured in with sugar cookies. That's how you would get me as well, because I dig me some sugar cookies. Oh man, it says shocking footage shows a man catching the monkey in what looks like a net after a failed attempt to catch him off the roof. What? It says all of Garrett's victims have received like rabies injections. He is now at the Python Zoo Center where he will stay since his owner can no longer control him. Dude. It says Garrick's bad behavior reportedly started 2 years ago when his owner, Anna, got married. It says he became jealous and exhibited aggressive behavior. When the monkey was examined, vets did not find any diseases, which is good. However, they reported a strong stench of alcohol. I mean, the monkey was sipping on whiskey the whole time. What? This is crazy. Okay. These are the types of stories, like I was saying, that this podcast has, that people send them and they put them out there. And I'm like, these can't be real. No, it's real. This happened. Holy crap, man. Heather says, cookies is how I can be contained as well. Chad says, speaking of animals, I heard on my scanner tonight we had a brown bear at the dentist office today in the parking lot. Oh, dude. I mean, everybody needs a little work. Oh, they need the bare necessities. Oh, that was so bad. I'm sorry. That was uncalled for. Oh, man. Oh, geez. So, yeah, so that happened. So, Ruth says, dad joke of the night. Woo! Yes, that was a dad joke. I apologize. I do some of these jokes with my kids sometimes, and this is what they do to me, okay? What they do is, like, I'll throw out a dad joke, and I'm like, "Ha, ha, ha," and my kids will go, "Uh-huh, uh-huh, ah, ha, 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 ah, uh-huh," just, like, over-exaggerating it. I'm like, "Okay, alright, I get it, okay, okay, I get it. Go to your room." Oh, man. Alright. So, again, I wanted to put that on the screen and stuff to share it because that's kind of what, those are the types of stories that, Angie goes, "I am funny, damn it." That's right, yes, I am funny. Otherwise, go to bed. No, they're like me, dude. Man, I crack up with them all the time. I love being a dad. It is so much fun, and these kids sometimes get me. My youngest will sometimes say something that and I'm like, "Dude," or she'll do something, and I'll go, "You," go to try to discipline, right, and be firm in whatever it is that I'm saying, and she'll say something or make a motion that I see myself in her, and I'm like and I'll have to run upstairs and laugh and then come back. Oh, man. I love being a dad. It's so much fun. So, anyway, I wanted to show you guys that because sometime this month, I'm gonna be bringing on those folks of the Bananas Podcast, and we're gonna be talking about some of those weird ass stories that are sent to them, but also I'm gonna play some funny ass, crazy ass, outrageous ass 911 calls that come up during open mic. And when it happens, also all of you who will be with us watching and listening live, share your funny stories as well because I want to get their take on it. So That's going to be a lot of fun. So again, make sure to check out the Bananas podcast, also Asylum Arms podcast. Check them out as well. Both excellent ones. And we are coming up on about an hour 15, and I have had so much fun with all of you as always. Damn it. I just love doing open mic with you guys. This is good stuff. Where are you at now? What are your numbers? I'm way above a 10. Excuse me. I hope that you had a good time tonight, that you are oh, hold on. Mike over here says sympathy laughs. That's what I get. I get that too sometimes, dude. I know what you mean. But again, this is what open mic is all about, man. And I just have so much fun with you guys, and it's an honor and a pleasure to do this with all of you weekly, and to just have your support, and thank you for everything that all of you do for our profession. And I appreciate it more than you know. This live broadcast is sponsored by InDigital, a leader next gen core services. Shout out to subscribers of the podcast as always. Woo! Thank you so very much. And Mike over here says another good one tonight. Thanks. Thank you for being here. Thank all of you. Angie says, thanks, man. You rock. You rock as well. Thank you so much. Rue is over a 10 now. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hell yes. If you have any comments, questions, or you ever want to be a guest on the flagship show, which is Within the Trenches, once again, if you're new to Dispatch, if you are seasoned or you are retired, I would love to have you on to share your story. I've been doing this for over 10 years now. This is my passion. This is what I love to do. And it's an honor to be able to be here with all of you, but also to share your stories and to have your trust in me to share those. I don't take it lightly. Thank you so much. You can shoot me an email, and that is wttpodcast@gmail.com. Once again, that is William Tom Podcast. Yes, I went phonetics, at gmail.com. You can become a supporter and everything. And for those who just recently became supporters on Patreon and everything else, I am going to be sending your swag out. So thank you for your patience for that. And new podcast t-shirt. I don't have it on right now, but it is the homage to the original WrestleMania logo, but it says Within the Trenches podcast on there. And in the back, WrestleMania, they always have like a Roman numeral for whatever number they're on. Like the most recent one was 40. But for the t-shirt in the back, it has 911 in Roman numerals. It looks really cool. I'm going to be adding that as well for those who are subscribers of the podcast to be able to purchase. So that is going to be out there as well. But the easiest way to do all of this is to simply go to links.co/WTT podcast. And that's links with 2 I's. .co/WTT podcast. Angie says, with a Ric Flair, woo. Hell yes. Woo. Ric Flair. There goes. I love it when I catch a live. Have a great night. You have a great night as well. Again, links.co/WTT podcast, links with 2 I's, .co/WTT podcast. You'll find everything there. My email, social media, where to follow, where to listen to the latest episode, as well as purchase Imagine Listening, book 1, pre-order book 2, and merchandise. Podcast and Dispatch merchandise is at the bottom. Just scroll to the bottom. And Lori says, sorry, I was late. Just got home. It is all good. I did this one early today. Chad says, 2 months into Dispatch. Love watching your podcast. Yeah, that is awesome. Thank you. And welcome to the Thin Gold Line, my friend. We are all out here. We are doing this together. And it is awesome. So welcome, and thank you all for being here. Thank you for listening, all of it. And this can be seen on Facebook, YouTube, as well as X and Instagram. Sometimes on TikTok. I haven't done it in a long time. I think next week I'll do it on TikTok as well. And then to listen to the podcast, the flagship show Within the Trenches podcast, to listen 24/7, you can listen on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your favorite podcasting app, and withinthetrenches.net. Have a good one, everyone, and I will see you all in the next one.